What's going on, everybody? Cowboy C3. It's showtime. Dallas versus Green Bay. Micah Parsons rolls into town. Green Bay is a team, that's hungry coming off a loss to Cleveland in the game where Cleveland defense shut that Green Bay offense down. And yeah, they're gonna come in here hungry. What can the Cowboys do, man? Let's talk about it right here next on Cowboy Space.
Here we go! Yeah, here we go! Wait, take
Cowboys. Throws back of the end zone. There's CeeDee
What's going on, everybody? Cowboy C3. Tomorrow, big day, big night. Dallas Cowboys play the Green Bay Packers, 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time at AT&T Stadium. Sunday Night Football game will be shown locally on NBC5, NBC Sports nationally. Listen to the game on 105.3 The Fan. It's going to be a great night. Cowboys are 6.5-point underdogs. Rightfully so. Green Bay coming off the loss to Cleveland. Dallas coming off an ass whooping to Chicago. And, what's really going to change? We'll see. Green Bay led by Jordan Love, 663 yards passing. Dak Prescott is throwing for a quiet 800 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Jordan Love has 5 touchdowns to 1 interception. Josh Jacobs, 180 yards off 58 carries. Javonte Williams, 227 yards off 43 carries. And the thing about it is Javonte Williams has quietly had a really, really, really good start of the season. The problem is that you're getting late in these football games and you don't even have an opportunity to run the ball like last week. Cowboys are strictly just dropping back, throwing the ball, and that's not the type of football that they need to play. Tucker Kraft, 169 yards receiving. CeeDee Lamb is 222 yards receiving. He'll be out for the game, though. Gary has 4.5 sacks. The funny part is another Green Bay player, former Green Bay player, Kenny Clark, is the leading Cowboy sack master right now with a whopping 1 sack. And Walker and Kenneth Murray Jr. are your leading tacklers, 31 and 22 tackles respectively. Cowboys come into the game with the 4th overall ranked offense in the NFL. Green Bay will come in with the 21st ranked offense in the NFL. Dallas is 29th ranked defense, and Green Bay has the 3rd ranked defense in the NFL. And rightfully so, they have a really good defense. Green Bay has a really good roster in general. It's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be a game where you're coming in underhanded. You don't have Cooper Beebe or Tyler. I'm sorry. You don't have Cooper Beebe or you don't have Tyler Booker, your rookie right guard. It's going to be a game where you're going to face some challenges right away and in protection. And we'll talk about the keys to victory and some things that they need to do. Green Bay's roster looks like this. Jordan Love will be your quarterback. Josh Jacobs will be your running back. Matthew Golden, Romeo Doubs, and Datavion Wicks will be your wide receivers. Tucker Kraft will be your tight end, and the lineman as follows. Aaron Banks is doubtful for the game, so that'll give you an opportunity to maybe take advantage of some things with your right guard being out, and then your right tackle is also Zach Tom is also doubtful. Defense, they're scary. Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons, and then you got Lucas Van Ness that'll come off the bench. Man, they got 3 excellent pass rushers, and they play pretty good up the middle, even without Kenny Grant. Edwin Cooper and Isaiah McDuffie are your 2 linebackers. Middle linebacker Quay Walker is pretty decent, man. He's not a bad middle linebacker. There's some opportunities, and Cleveland kind of showed it last week. There's some opportunities that will be had to run the ball on this defense, particularly running in Micah Parsons. That might be kind of one of your keys to victory that you might need to key on. And the secondary is pretty decent. They're not terrible at all. But, the Cowboys are coming in. CeeDee Lamb will be out. Tyler Booker will be out. Cooper Beebe is already on the injured reserve. So Brock Hoffman will be the center, and it seems like TJ Bass will be the right guard, which is not a bad substitute. Not Tyler Booker by any stretch of the imagination, but TJ Bass comes in and will give you some quality work for a couple of weeks, because that's what it's going to take. Tyler Booker is they still talk about him maybe going on the IR with this high ankle sprain, and it seems like his may be a little bit more severe than CD Lamb's. CD Lamb is questionable whether he'll be back, within a week or two. He seems to be doing pretty well, but these high ankle sprains can be tricky, because one little false little tweak and you'll be right back at square one. So you got to keep him off of him. You got to keep him comfortable, and this is a tough game. Big news for the defense is Deron Bland will make his return, so your secondary will be at full strength. This is what it's going to look like. On paper, it doesn't look bad. I mean, Kiara Elam, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, Trayvon Diggs, and Deron Bland will be your secondary tomorrow. It all depends on what kind of coverage they're in. I mean, if they stay in this cover 3 the way that they've been playing these last couple of weeks, then you can expect to see what you've seen in these last couple of weeks. The Cowboys getting scorched right off the bat. If in Green Bay, their offense hasn't been fantastic all season, and the thing that you don't want to do is have them come in and be fantastic. And I know it sounds like I'm repeating what I said last week, but it's true. It's not what you want. You do not want them to come in here and get hot on you. That's not what you want. But if you continue to stay in the coverages that you've been playing, which is this deep cover 3 where the corners are 7 to 10 yards off the ball, the wide receivers in the NFL are open and hut off this. This is not high school. This is the NFL, and they will absolutely take advantage of it. And Jordan Love, he needs a big game. He does. He's in need of a big game. Last week he didn't play well. You got some receivers that are out on this Green Bay team. They're going to try to run the ball and play action passes. That's what they're going to try to do. And if you give them an opportunity to do what they did the last time you played them, which is just run the ball right up the middle, then they're going to take advantage of it. Green Bay does an excellent job of just taking what you give them. And if you continue to give them the same things over and over and over and over again, like you've done these past couple of weeks, then they will take advantage of it over and over and over and over again. So hopefully we learn from our lessons. Hopefully. If we get into a game like that, and where Dak is forced to drop back and pass the ball 40 or 50 times, Micah Parsons will have a field day. And that would not be good. Micah Parsons talked about it a little bit. Check it out.
And what if you get that opportunity? I know you will want to with Dak. What would that feel like?
It's gonna be painful. You know what I mean? Dak's my guy. He was always like a good mentor for me. It'll be a great matchup, so I'm excited to see what Sunday brings itself.
I mean, it's the nice thing to say. I mean, he's excited about the matchup. I'm sure that he is. I'm almost for certain that he wants to come in here and show everybody in AT&T Stadium why it was a humongous mistake to trade him, whether we agree with the trade or not. Me personally, I didn't agree with the trade. I think that Micah Parsons was probably the cornerstone of your defense, and the cornerstone is gone now, and they're getting obliterated. But at the same time, your defensive coordinator, your new defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, is having a really difficult time getting these guys into gear. And I think that it has a lot to do with the coverages. And I talked about it on my last show. I believe that the pass rush is null and void this season because the receivers are open right at the very beginning of the play. And if they continue to be open at hut, then you won't get a pass rush home because the quarterback's getting rid of the ball too soon because the receiver's running down the field 15 yards wide ass open. It just is what it is. And tomorrow has an opportunity to get out of hand really, really, really fast. And I hope it's not that. I really do. But it has the opportunity. Pierre said he was waiting on me tonight. What's going on, big dog? DeMarcus said he wants to beat Jerry, not the Cowboys. I said, man, that it's first time he sacks Dak Prescott, he's going to do his little crawl like he always does, and he'll look right up in the press box, right where Jerry's ass is, and he'll point right at him and just let him know, hey, I see you. You see me too, though. Somebody needs to tell Dak to prepare his grave. He might have to, man. But Micah said it's gonna be painful. He's gonna be painful to sack his mentor. And I don't know if he meant painful for him or painful for Dak. I don't know. I don't know what that meant, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Said I agree, but Micah no longer wants to be here, so they had to trade him. Now, I understand where you're coming from, DK. I do. I understand exactly where you're coming from. But what is the quickest way to get a billionaire's attention? To tell him you don't want to be a part of his little clique anymore. And that'll make him pay attention, right? And normally when that happens, because a lot of players use this technique in the NFL, they'll say, oh, I don't want to be here anymore because, you guys don't take me serious. And then the owner will be like, oh, man, we take you serious for real. Here's some money. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that works. But that wasn't the case here in Dallas. I think that there was somebody that said somewhere that they could get a lot of capital from Micah Parsons. I believe if they really wanted to get capital from Micah Parsons, they should have done that in March. When you make teams desperate, right? Teams are desperate and they're looking for a pass rush. And what am I going to do? Am I going to draft one? Am I going to trade Micah Parsons? Well, I got this nice little draft pick for you. I got this nice little draft package for you that you can take advantage of that and you can get some capital back this season. With this Green Bay roster, with the way that it looks, the capital that you'll gain off of it would be the equivalent of a high second-round pick. This Green Bay roster is pretty good. Sure, they lost to Cleveland last week, and sure, they got a couple injuries, but they're a really good roster, right? And they're a really good football team, and they're probably going to win their division and make the playoffs. So the best you can do is hope that they get knocked out in the first round and you draft somewhere between 20 and 25. That's what you can hope. But the way that it looks right now, you're going to draft 28 from anywhere from 28 to 32. That's the pick that you're going to get in return for Micah Parsons. I don't know if that works. But yeah, you're right, DeMarcus. Myles Garrett did the exact same thing to the Cleveland Browns. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Till it was time to sign the check. No matter what, you want to go to your job and you want to make as much money as you possibly can. And if me getting your attention means that I got to tell you I don't want to be a part of your little clique anymore, you know what I'm saying? And you like, oh, okay, I really want you to be a part of my clique and I get paid, then mission accomplished. Micah Parsons got his money. He just didn't get it in Dallas. It is what it is. But you still got these draft picks and you can kind of toy around. I got in a conversation the other day about what could the Cowboys do now to kind of save the season. And the first thing I said was get out of that bullshit ass zone defense that they've been playing. That's the first thing they can do to save the season. The second thing is if you're looking for a player, take one of these draft picks now and just trade for somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got to find something. And particularly on the defensive side, you got to find something. Once this offense gets back healthy, this is a really formidable offense in the NFL. If you can let them run, I mean, Javonte Williams has been running the ball extremely well this season. If you give them an opportunity where they can run past mix and just not have to throw the ball 50 times a game, they'll be pretty good. Said Garrett did something that happened and it backfired. Garrett did, but something happened and it backfired. He's gone, as we fans, we need to move on. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm not disagreeing whatsoever, but it's about to be right back in your face, DK, Sunday night, because Micah Parsons will be here, whether you want to move on or not. He'll be here. And he's going to be looking for a little bit of providing a little bit of excitement for these fans. And the last thing that I don't want to hear Sunday night is thank you, Jerry, all damn night. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. But I got a funny feeling that chant might happen a lot more than we want it to. Injury reports. Cowboys Tyler Booker, CeeDee Lamb, Demarion Overshown, Cooper Beebe, and Perrion Winfrey will not play. Tyler Booker will be out for about 4 to 6 weeks. CeeDee Lamb, they got him on the books for 2 to 4 weeks. I suspect more like 3 to 5. Overshown will be back around week 8 or week 10. Cooper Beebe should be out for another 3 or 4 weeks. And Perrion Winfrey is on the IR for his back, and they say he'll be out another 4 to 6 weeks. Aaron Banks, Zach Tom, Javon Bullard, doubtful, out, and questionable. Anthony Belton will be out, and Jaden Reed just got put on the IR for a broken collarbone. So they got some key players that'll be out as well. This is a golden opportunity for you to do some things that you haven't done all season. And the one thing with Zach Tom being out is being able to put pressure on Jordan Love. And we'll get into the keys of victory now. And the number one key to victory for the offense is establish the run early. And I believe to establish the run early, you need to run early and often, and you need to be able to run throughout the whole football game. You have to be able to run throughout the whole football game, and you need to run right at Micah Parsons. That's his weak part. That's his weakest point. He's not very good against the run. And it's not the fact that he's not a good against the run. It's just he's out of position. It's a 255, 260-pound dude on a 310, 315-pound tackle. He gets engaged. You got a running back coming in or a tight end to double team him, and then the run goes right around the edge. He has a hard time setting the edge, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's fine. But you have to be able to have those opportunities early, and you need to be able to have those opportunities often. And then you need to capitalize off play action passes. If you can get your running game established and you can capitalize off these play action passes, you have an opportunity to score some points. I like the George Pickens matchup against any corner or any safety on their team. I like it, right? Would it be better if you had both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens? Of course it would be, but you have that opportunity. Jake Ferguson caught 13 passes last week. He's doing a phenomenal job this year, just getting open and giving Dak a little safety blanket to throw when he gets under pressure. And that's fine, but we need to put the ball down the field a little bit. There has to be another receiver that emerges from this group as well. And I hope it's Kevontae Turpin. I do, but it is what it is. He said, you said I get teams that have injuries. It seems like 4 or 5 years have been destroyed with them. Agreed. Cowboys have an injury bug probably as bad as San Francisco does. It's just those two teams seems like they have a rough time with it. And 2 to 4 weeks, keep those picks for next year. This season is over for Dallas. It might be, but hey, I'm optimistic. I'm always going to be optimistic. I'm a Cowboy fan. Said living in Denver, I've seen Javonte Williams for a whole game. It ain't pretty, but if you lean on him, he will crumble. Well, here's the thing, DeMarcus, and I saw him in Denver. I saw him get injured. I saw him lose his job. But if it ain't broke right now in Dallas, don't fix it. He averaged 7.9 yards per carry last week. Let's see if he can average 5 this week and just keep it going. That's the only thing that you can really ask for him. Defense is really the ultimate key to victory tomorrow for the Dallas Cowboys. It is 100% the ultimate key to victory. And the first thing that the Cowboys need to do to even have a chance in this football game is to stay out of the damn cover 3. It's not working. The shit don't work. You've tried it for 2 weeks straight. You've been obliterated for 2 weeks straight by mediocre offenses at best. Get the hell out of it. Just get out of it. It doesn't work. Not for you. Not for this group of players. Not for this defense. It doesn't work. You have to adjust your game plan. Hopefully, Matt Eberflus listens to Cowboy Spit and he can take a picture of this and keep it on his phone tomorrow. Because if they drop in that cover 3, I'm telling you now, if they drop in that cover 3, it's going to be a long ass night tomorrow. It's going to be long. Second thing is make Jordan Love uncomfortable. From the beginning, you have to apply pressure. If you need to send an extra person, send that extra person. Take chances. If we get beaten man-to-man coverage, oh, well, it happens. Players get beat. But if you keep dropping back in this zone with no pass rush, and these dudes are standing back there for 3, 4, 5 seconds, throwing the ball 55 yards down the field, then it's going to be an even longer night. Put some pressure on Jordan Love early and often. The Cowboys have done a really, really, really good job against the run this year. They had one little drive last week where it was like 8 or 9 carries in a row. I think it was 11 carries in a row. And they were picking up first downs, but they were picking up first downs off penalties. They weren't picking up first downs because they were running the ball. They were averaging like 2.8 yards a carry. I can live with that. It's a whole lot better than last year, a whole lot better. But you cannot continuously just keep giving up intermediate and deep balls all year long. You can't do it. And if you stay in that bullshit ass cover 3, that's exactly what's going to happen. And tomorrow, 2 turnovers is an absolute must. You have to have 2 turnovers. So the O-line is built for the run. Play calling was horrific last week. Agreed. But the only reason that I feel like the play calling got bad is and they started leaning on the pass because they got down because the defense couldn't cover a kid with a blanket. Like there's so many different variables that you have to look at. Like you can't run the ball down 31-10. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to run the ball in that situation unless you're just working on your game for next week. Like you got a running back that's averaging 7.9 yards a carry, and all you need is one stop coming out of the gate in the third, coming out of the gate after halftime. That's all you need is one stop, and you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it. Right now, the way the Cowboys are playing football, if the offense goes 3 and out, they're down by a touchdown. If they go 3 and out again, they're down by 14, and now they just got to throw the ball for the rest of the game. You have to play solid defense. You have to be able to stop somebody. Get timely stops. Just get them. Say the injuries are a sign of their conditioning program. I don't disagree. Maybe that's the case too. Then use the run game and give the defense a break. When we get down this panic mode, don't disagree. I don't disagree. And that's why I kind of agree with you with saying that the play calling was horrific. However, if you have one drive where the run game kind of stalls you, then you're down by 14. If they get the ball first, they score. You have a drive where the running game fails you, right? And you're trying to rest the defense. You run the game fails you, and you got a 4th and 2 in your own territory, and you force the punt, right? And then that offense goes down the field and scores again and makes the score 14-0. Then it's abandon the run game. It's just how it is. You have to establish it early. You have to establish solid defense early. You have to establish dominance early. And you have to be able to run the football and throw it off play action in a 60-40 mix, right? If you can do that, you have an opportunity to win football games. They haven't done that. They didn't do it. They didn't do it against New York. It's just the offense was on fire too, and they damn sure didn't do it against Chicago. Chicago just drug. It is. You have to be competitive. And if you keep playing 8 to 10 yards off NFL wide receivers, you're not going to be competitive. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. So Baltimore can tell you all about the running game and the woes that go with a flimsy defense. Baltimore's defense, surprisingly, is ranked 32nd in NFL. And that is ultra surprising because that is an extremely talented group, but they just haven't jailed yet. Said, I agree with that, but I see the successful teams don't change up like we do when we get down. I mean, successful teams don't go down like that. You rarely see these successful teams. If they're down by 14, they ain't down by 14 for long. They are not. They find a way. They get a timely stop. They get a turnover, something. Kenny Grant is leading this team with 1 sack. We need to pressure some quarterbacks. We got to create some turnovers. You got to do something. You have to even give the offense the opportunity, right? You have a luxury when you get to half field, when you get to the 50-yard line, you are in field goal range for your kicker. So that's 3 points. You have that luxury on this football team. But the problem is that that's the only thing that really counts. I mean, Brandon Aubrey is probably your best player on your team right now. The offense gets in these situations where they're having to throw the ball too many times. I said it at the very beginning of the season. You have to have 50-50, 60-40 mix for this football team to be effective. Strictly because I did not believe that the defense would be that great. But I didn't expect the defense to be this bad. I didn't. And I know it's only a 4-week little sample size that we have. And last year, the defense was pretty bad going into probably the bye week, which I think last year was like week 8. It was bad up until week 8. And then after the bye week, Micah Parsons came back and the defense wasn't that bad. But this year it just seems worse. And it's because that these are big chunks of plays that are happening, or receivers running down the field wide ass open. And you can run the ball 3, 4, 5 yards of carry and stay on the field and get tired. But really this season, there ain't no reason for them to be tired because this is happening in 40, 50, 60-yard chunks. So something has to happen. And I hopefully it happens tomorrow. Now, my prediction for the game is the Cowboys lose 28-10. That's my prediction. I don't think they make it. I don't think they get it working tomorrow. And then the question becomes, hey, do we stick around with this defensive coordinator? And the Cowboys, I don't think have ever fired a defensive coordinator in the middle of the season. I don't think so. But if they get their ass whooped tomorrow, it's gonna be a whole lot of questions. A lot of questions. So that's my prediction. Cowboys lose 28-10, and things go bonkers after that. It just gets wild around here. Now, I will be the first to admit tomorrow night when I go live right after the game, I will be the first to admit that I'm wrong, and I hope and pray that I'm wrong. But I'm just going off what they've given us these last couple of weeks, and I just don't see how they can adjust. They haven't made an adjustment yet. They looked pretty decent against Philly in the first game of the season, but since then, they haven't done anything. Absolutely, you have to get the young talent going. But my question is how do you get it going? You can't get it going if your scheme is bad. And I said it on my last show. You have man corners trying to play zone. You got a corner from Florida, a corner from Alabama, and now you get your corner from Fresno State. And Deron Bland played a lot of zone in college, and he might be the best one, to be honest, right? But if you're playing that deep third, you're leaving Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker in coverage, and that is not how you want to play football because neither one of them are good in coverage. If there was anything that the Cowboys should have addressed this season, it should have been the safety, and they didn't. You know what I mean? But it's okay. But you can mask that playing man and just letting them play over the top and come down on receivers and try to jar the ball loose because they are good at that. That's what they're good at. And Donovan Wilson is a box safety that's good against the run. And he'll have plenty of opportunities tomorrow with Josh Jacobs running the football. Plenty of opportunities to play in the box and lay some hits. He'll get that opportunity tomorrow. But as far as trying to cover somebody, trying to cover the tight end coming off the line of scrimmage and running down the seam of the field, like Donovan Wilson is not good at that. And that's what they are doing. Donovan Wilson is back in the third playing coverage, and he is not good at that at all. And you can't do that shit tomorrow. You can't do it. They have us losing it. Well, seeing how far it goes to predict an upset. Well, like I said, DK, I will be the first to come on here and admit that I am totally wrong if they upset Green Bay tomorrow. And I'll be super excited if they can pull it off. Super excited. But this game has ass whooping written all over it. Just to be honest, it does. It has ass whooping written all over it. And I hope that I'm wrong. I really do hope that I'm wrong. But I don't know. So this is what Tomlin meant when you need to just be a better coach. I just believe that they need to adjust. That's it. I mean, agreed. Another key is if Clowney puts some pressure on Love. Now, here's the thing, George, is that Clowney has been a very serviceable player in his NFL career. Clowney plays excellent against the run, and Clowney does an excellent job at setting the edge. Clowney, the most sacks that Clowney has ever got in a season, I think, is 10. I believe that I'm right. So he's not going to come in here and just be an automatic sack machine, but he'll give you some veteran leadership. He'll definitely give some guys some pointers and some keys to setting some edges. Excellent move. Donovan Ezeraku can learn a lot from Jadeveon Clowney, a whole lot. And hopefully he can come in and make a difference. Hopefully, I do believe that when he comes onto the field, that he will be the best defensive end that the Dallas Cowboys have. I believe that. So yeah, hopefully he can. Hopefully he can come in and get a sack or two tomorrow, and that would be great. And he can, restart his career and maybe make a home here in Dallas for a couple years. But we'll see. All right, everybody. Right at 30 minutes, that's my show. I got date night tonight, so I got to roll. Tomorrow, Opportunity is still there for me to go to the game. Not sure if I am going to go, strictly because it's on a Sunday night and I got to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's just hard to do. But either way it goes, we will go live. If we go to the game, we'll go live from the parking lot. We'll figure something out. We got an idea. We'll see if we can pull it off. But either way, if I'm here at home watching the game, we'll go live right after the game, and hopefully we can talk about a Cowboy victory. I hope so. DK, make sure you join in, man, because if they win, we're going to throw a damn party. That's what we're going to do. Say Klein is definitely better at setting the edge on run plays, for sure, because we have a difficult time doing that. Cowboys definitely have a difficult time doing it against a quarterback that can be mobile a little bit, and Jordan Love does have some mobility. So hopefully he can come in and make a difference, man. I enjoy having you on, DK, man. If you guys haven't done it yet, please like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Got a lot of people in the live. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Make sure you tune in with me tomorrow right after the game, man. I know it'll be late and we'll all be yawning, but we're going to do it. All right, let's do it. Hopefully we're cheering on the Cowboys victory, but if not, we'll talk about it one way or the other. Still Dallas Cowboys for life, man. Got to do it. All right, y'all. Each and every one of you guys have a safe night, man. Enjoy some of this college ball that's on. I'm watching this Ole Miss LSU game right now. LSU just scored, make score 24-19. Not much time left though, but then tune into this Alabama Georgia game or Penn State and Oregon, whichever one. It's gonna be good. I think I'm gonna split my screen in half and watch both of them. But you guys have a great night, man. Thank you very, very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow, man. All right, Cowboy 3, C3. I'm out, y'all. Peace.